Hello, my name is Madeline, and I'm excited to deliver you your Devo for this week. So we're going to be talking about continuing on with 1 Corinthians 13. We're doing 1 Corinthians 13, verse 6. So it is, love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in truth. Just to compare, I'll do a couple other versions. KJV says, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. And the ESV says, it does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. So, at first this verse seemed very sort of straightforward, and it is, but pretty plain and simple, not too much to unpack. Don't sin. Don't enjoy sinning. But I think there's lots of different ways to interpret this verse and think about this verse. And for me, the first thing that I thought of was, I think that more and more we live in a society where people have this idea that if we're wronged, if somebody hurts us, or if, an unfortunate situation occurs, that we deserve and we have every right to be bitter and to complain, or even to think that we have the right to hurt people back when they hurt us, which we as Christians know is completely the wrong way to go about it and totally not what Jesus taught us. And yet we can get caught up in this sort of mindset as well, or just forget, right? It reminds me of, there's a song, it's called Karma by Taylor Swift, and I feel like I hear it all the time. Like every grocery store I go to, online, everywhere people are listening to it, and I think the message is really not great. The main theme of the lyrics of this song is that we should be celebrating when bad things happen to people who have hurt you. And this has become so normalized, even though when you say it out loud, it sounds, it's not great. And I know that I can be guilty of feeling like I have the right to complain or hold resentment when others have wronged me. Situations occur that are painful, and I feel like we do actually take delight in our suffering. I feel like we take delight in feeling bad for ourselves, and it almost feels good to hold a grudge at times, because we don't want to let it go. We don't want to let the other person or we don't want to let them kind of win, and I think the best thing to do is turn to the second half of the verse, right? Which is rejoice in the truth, is how we sort of get away from that toxicity, right? Is the promise that God has given us, the good plan that He has for our lives, right? Thank goodness we are not the ones in charge. Philippians 2, verses 3-5, it says, do nothing out of selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility consider others as more important than yourselves. Everyone should look out not only for his own interests, but also the interests of others. So not only is he saying here in Philippians that we should, be kind to others, be giving to others, not repay wrong for wrong, but we should actually think of others as above ourselves. We should actually have more interest in others than ourselves. And I think that's just a really good reminder, and something that I feel like I constantly fall short of, but let's continue to strive for that anyway. So now I would encourage you to spend some time in prayer, just asking God for strength to do these things, or wisdom to take little nuggets, whatever things need to sort of resonate in your brain. Marinate is what I like to call it. Yeah, and just take some time talking to God. And thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me. And yeah, God bless.